Maybe you're preparing for Turkey Day, or this fall season you want something good to eat while you're watching foosball with your friends. No matter the reason, we can all agree, potatoes are awesome, and when you get them crispy on the outside, creamy in the middle, and stuff them with cheese, bacon, whatever else you like, sometimes doing things twice is just necessary. Okay, so first we'll want to clean our potatoes, so I will throw some russet potatoes into this colander here. Any kind of mealy instead of waxy potatoes are going to be good for this, and these are going to be pretty dirty, so you just want to give them a quick rinse, give them a nice dry, and once they are, grab yourself a pan lined with aluminum foil, and basically we're just going to make baked potatoes here first. I always give them a quick poke with a fork just to make sure that they don't explode while baking, and you can do this anywhere from 375 to 400 for about 45 minutes to an hour. I will hit them with a little bit of oil, and I like to season them with some fresh pepper and some salt as well, and that's it. We're just making baked potatoes. We'll throw these in the oven, again, between 45 minutes to an hour. I like to flip them halfway through so they're cooking evenly. You don't want them to be too mushy, you just want them to be soft. They should look like this when they come out. If you're used to seeing baked potatoes, it'll probably look just like this, what you're used to. These are awesome baked potatoes as is. The oil and salt and pepper give it an awesome crust, but now that we have a few good taters, let's continue with our twice bake method. So I'm going to take one at a time, cutting it the long way or the fat way or whatever you're seeing here, 2 even pieces, and I will show you this once again. Again, you want to use similar sized potatoes, but if you have a little bit bigger and a little bit smaller and you get some unique textures, it's not the worst in the world as long as they're close in size. Then we're going to haul these out with a spoon. Just be careful with this. Don't use too much pressure to break through, and don't go too close to the skin. I find it easiest to kind of outline it first before you kind of dig, kind of make this canoe ovally shape like this before you start scooping. Just take your time, you'll get the hang of it, and eventually you will have a nice shape like this. Continue for all of your potatoes until you have these, and then we're going to bake these one more time. I just love to get these really crispy before I fill them with anything. It's kind of like potato skins meets twice baked potatoes. So I'm going to season these with some salt and pepper, and then you could use oil or just a spray like I'm going to use here, and then we'll pop these in the oven at 350 for about 10 minutes. We just want to crisp these up. We're going to continue cooking them later once they're stuffed, so we just want to get them a little bit crisper now. While those are in the oven, let's start working on our filling. Obviously you can use whatever you like here. I like turkey bacon, so I'm going with that. I think bacon is obviously classic for this, and I prefer the turkey variety, so I am going to use that. Once this is crisped up, I will move it to the side, reserved for later. Take my pan, throw a little bit of oil in there, and again, I love jalapenos. They have a little bit of a kick. They're really not that spicy. They're more sweet than spicy in my opinion, but I think they go perfectly with this. Then I'm going to throw in a fat tablespoon of garlic, which has been minced. This is about 2 to 3 regular size jalapenos that you're seeing here. Cook these down, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. These are nicely seasoned. Once these are cooked all the way through, again, we will put these to the side and bring our potatoes back to the party. Obviously, I didn't mention this before, but that filling that we're scooping out, yeah, obviously we're going to want to save that and do it into a bowl or whatever works for you, but now we will start building our filling, and this works best when the potatoes are still hot or at least very warm, but I will show you a trick for that in a minute. Let's get our turkey bacon in there, at least half to 2/3, reserving some for garnish, and I go with chives here. It gives a nice oniony bite and a little bit of herby freshness. Now it is cheese time. You can use whatever you like. I like pepper jack. This is a couple ounces of that grated, and along with a few more ounces of cheddar. I will reserve some for the end because I'm going to garnish our potatoes at the end too, but now we will season this with salt and pepper, not going too crazy before we taste it. And now my trick that I was talking about, while I had this going on the side heating up, I have my milk, my butter, and a little bit of garlic heating up. I would recommend about a half a tablespoon to a tablespoon of each milk and butter per potato. So that's the ratio that I use for these, and because it's hot, it kind of helps you mix this mixture up, even if the potatoes aren't that hot. And you can use a potato masher, you can use a ricer, there's a lot of things you can use. You can see with just a spoon, I get the consistency that I want. You don't want to over mix them because they'll become gummy, so just you work with them while they're hot, or use those hot ingredients, mash it up real nice and get the consistency that you want. Now that my filling is creamy and tastes good, and my potato skins are nice and crispy out of the oven, you can see not overdone, not too crispy, but they just crisp up very nicely so they can hold up to this filling. And these are so good, you may want to throw a few of these taters in your pocket for later. But back to our potato skins. Time to start filling them with our creamy, cheesy, bacony, awesome potato filling. Trick here, you don't want to go too high too quick. Just kind of put a little bit in each before you start completely filling them. Obviously, I like them to go a little bit higher like this, but just start with a little bit of each and then go back and really fill them up more just to make sure that you have enough. And now possibly the best part, it's time to get extra cheesy. So I'm going to start with some Parmesan cheese, because Parmesan cheese, not only does it taste really good on these, but I just love the way they kind of crisps up and melt. And then I'm going to put a little bit more of our pepper jack stack along with our cheddar. And then the bacon that I had reserved, again, this is already cooked, it's already crispy, so I'm just going to throw this on top. Everything is going to go back in the oven at 350 for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how you want them. But when they come out, everything's going to be nice and crispy. Everything's going to be heated through. The bacon's going to be extra crispy. The cheese is going to be nice, bubbly, and melty. You can even broil it for a minute or two if you want to. If you've come this far, basically just don't burn them and you will be rewarded with these golden treasures. I mean, the contrast of these is just amazing. The outside skin with the creaminess of the soft, cheesy potato in the middle. I love to throw a big glob of sour cream with a little bit extra chives right on top, and it's just packed with so much flavor. Again, baking those skins for a little bit extra just gives you the perfect contrast. When you bite into it, you can see the outside is like eating a potato skin, the inside is like eating mashed potatoes with tons of cheese and bacon and all kinds of good stuff, so you just really can't go wrong with this. Cutting into it, the top should be super soft and creamy until you hit that nice crispy shell, and you can see the contrast in the middle, and that is what I live for. And even if you're going more casual with these things, you can see kind of like finger food, or like if you're watching football, these could be really nice snack food, or you can fancy them up for a nice Thanksgiving meal. But I'm going to reload, and this is about to get ugly, so you don't need to see this part. Customize these any way you want, have fun with them, use ingredients that you want, cheese, bacon, you can't go wrong. I'm gonna go get the papers.